Hey everyone, welcome to the Zen of Tech. I'm Daniel, and welcome to my final Leaks and Rumors series, a series in which I discuss in detail everything there is to know about an upcoming device. So this year in 2016, I've already covered the iPhone 6C and the Samsung Galaxy S7. So in case you haven't seen those videos and you want to check those out, I left the link for both of them in the description box down below. But there is a phone that has an enormous amount of leaks, rumors, and concepts, and that phone is the iPhone 7. So there you go, this is my third Final Leaks and Rumors episode of 2016, and this one covering the iPhone 7. Enjoy. Okay, so starting off with the design, every 2 years Apple updates the design, and every 2 years we had a completely different design. The iPhone 4 was completely different from the iPhone 3GS, the iPhone 5 had a 4-inch display and an aluminum strip on the back, the iPhone 6 had an even larger display, 4.7 inches and 5.5 inches with a plus, and had a full aluminum back. In 2015 we had the iPhone 6s, which means that now in 2016, we're going to have the iPhone 7 with a completely new design. In terms of the design, there have been a lot of concepts and rumors regarding this. Apple even applied for some weird design patents, including this one that features an iPhone with a front glass that curves around the phone. And it looks really cool. This is how it would look if it was actually real. Notice how there's no home button there. So yeah, this is the first design rumor, a curved glass panel, which looks pretty awesome. But yeah, this is probably not going to happen, at least not with the iPhone 7, and I'll get to why in a second. The other one implies no home button at all. And in that case, we would have a full front glass panel with the iPhone. In case you're wondering, the functionality of the home button would be replaced by 3D touch. So you would be able to press hard on the display, and that would mimic the functionality of the home button. But this as well is just a rumor. We'll probably won't see this until the iPhone 8 or even the iPhone 9. Well, why is that? Why isn't this coming with the iPhone 7? Well, the reason for this is this. Apple has just applied yesterday for a new home button patent, which allows for pressure sensors to be included inside the home button. So this would give the home button 3D touch functionality. So you could use this as a trackpad and even a joystick for games. So this is definitely coming, most likely with the iPhone 7s, not the iPhone 7, just because Apple has only applied for the patent yesterday, and it usually takes about a year from the approval to actually include that thing in a device. So yeah, this is most likely going to be the key selling feature of the iPhone 7s. Okay, so far no curved display, no full front display panel, not even a 3D touch home button, so how is the iPhone 7 going to look like then? Well, the iPhone 7 is actually going to be the iPhone with the smallest design change. It's going to look a lot like the iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6s with a few key differences. So the first key difference is going to be a much thinner body. Some rumors suggest that the iPhone 7 is actually going to be as thin as the iPod Touch 6th generation, so only 6.1 millimeters, although this is pretty hard to believe. So in my opinion, it's going to be somewhere around 6.3 or 6.5 millimeters thick. The iPhone 6 was 6.9 millimeters thick, and then the iPhone 6s was a bit thicker, coming in at 7.1. So yeah, expect something around 7.3, 7.5 for the iPhone 7, and somewhere around 6.7 to 6.9 for the iPhone 7 Plus. The second design change is going to be in terms of that camera bump. So the camera bump is finally going away. The back-facing camera on the iPhone 7 will finally be recessed. Now, I'm not entirely sure if we're only going to see a recessed camera on the iPhone 7 Plus or the iPhone 7 as well. It's most likely going to be only on the iPhone 7 Plus. But yeah, more about that when we get to the camera section of this video. But we're definitely going to see at least one iPhone model with a recessed camera. Either the iPhone 7, the iPhone 7 Plus, or even both. Number 3, those ugly antenna lines on the back, they're going away as well. Now, you may not know, but the reason for those antennas to exist is because the cellular signal can only pass through less denser material. So it cannot pass through aluminum, for example, because aluminum is way too thick. Only Wi-Fi can pass through aluminum, so it needs something less dense than aluminum, for example, plastic or rubber. Now, some antenna lines will still have to be there. The ones on the side and the ones on the top and bottom, they're still going to be there. But yeah, the back ones are finally going away. But let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think about those antenna lines? Do you find them ugly? Do you think the iPhone 5 and 5s looked a lot better than the iPhone 6 and 6s? I personally think so, but yeah, do let me know. But the biggest design change, most of you watching this video have probably heard of it. The headphone jack is going away for good. Now this is definitely happening. Some of you might agree with this and some of you might strongly disagree with this. I'm personally kind of in between, but yeah, here's the thing. The 3.5mm headphone jack came out in 1964. That's 52 years ago. This thing is ancient. So yeah, it's a really old connector. Then it's also an analog connector, not a digital one. So this means that there's no way of transmitting smart data to and from the headphones. Only a digital port can do that. And then it's also huge. I mean, take a look at this thing. Take a look at how much space it takes up inside the iPhone. If we didn't have this, that space could have been used for something like a slightly larger battery or for finally stereo speakers, which also have a really strong chance of making an appearance in the iPhone 7, by the way. Okay, so the headphone jack is going away. Well, how will you be able to connect headphones then? Well, we have two ways. We have Bluetooth like we had before, Bluetooth for wireless connections, and for the wired connection, Lightning is going to be the only option. So up until now, the 3.5mm headphone jack connected to the phone, and the phone detected the headphones when a connection was made. Then some headphones had a third ring on the jack, and that was for the microphone input, so you could also send, not just receive sound. And that third ring also allowed us to use buttons such as back, forward, pause, and so on. But that was it. This is everything that you can do with headphones today. With a 3.5mm headphone jack, there's no way for the headphones to transmit smart data to the phone. And what exactly do I mean by smart data? Well, for example, the Lightning port is digital, which means that, for example, instead of setting an equalizer on your phone, you could actually set that equalizer on your headphones. So every single time you plug your headphones in a new device, your previous settings will always be there because they're not on the device, they're on the headphones. Or you could have different presets depending on the music you listen to. And finally, digital connection actually means higher quality sound. So 24-bit 48 kHz, which up until now was not possible via the 3.5mm headphone jack. And just in case some of you have some doubts regarding this, there are already a couple of Lightning enabled headphones on the market right now, some of which you can even buy from the Apple Store. Philips has a really high-end model. I mean, just take a look at how awesome this thing looks. And yeah, the sound is supposed to be even better than its looks. Odees has an even more premium model, this one priced at $800. So yeah, Lightning headphones are already here. So in case you're wondering, yes, Apple will include some Lightning headphones with the iPhone 7 in the box. And you'll be able to buy some Bluetooth headphones from Apple as well, some more premium ones. So yeah, those are coming with the iPhone 7's release as well. This is how they might look like. So there are going to be two separate Bluetooth modules. So yeah, no cables in between, which is pretty cool. But yeah, the battery life is supposed to be somewhere around 4 to 5 hours, which is not that great, to be honest. But hey, at least you have no cables at all. Let me know, by the way, in the comment section down below, what do you think about having Bluetooth headphones with no cables at all and a really bad battery life? What do you think about this? And in case you're wondering how you're going to connect any other headphones to your iPhone 7, well, Apple is going to sell you a Lightning to 3.5mm headphone jack adapter. And yeah, that thing is most likely going to be priced somewhere between $20 to $35. But yeah, it's not going to be cheap. So Apple is going to make a lot of money just from that adapter because, come on, pretty much everyone is going to get one. Would you? Now, some of you might think that Apple will never do such a thing, that they'll include it in the box, but I'm not so sure. Take a look at this. This is the 12-inch MacBook. That famous MacBook that looks awesome and only comes with one port except for a 3.5mm headphone jack, and only comes with a single USB Type-C port. And no, with the 12-inch MacBook, they haven't included any adapter, any USB to USB Type-C adapter in the box. And on computers, USB is far more popular than the 3.5mm headphone jack. So yeah, expect to pay extra for an adapter. But the biggest downside to all this is that you won't be able to charge your iPhone and listen to music through the Lightning port at the same time. Unless Apple decides to include two Lightning ports, although no, that will never happen. So yeah, that's a pretty annoying thing. But the idea is that everyone will eventually switch to Bluetooth headphones, so in time their battery life will get better. But there's also one more thing to keep in mind. Lightning is an Apple proprietary port. So this means that only Apple is allowed to use the Lightning. Okay, but what does this have to do with the 3.5mm headphone jack? Well, if other manufacturers like Sony, Samsung, HTC, LG, and so on, if they decide to remove the 3.5mm headphone jack as well, they'll have to use something else for connection, something except Lightning. They'll have to use something like USB Type-C, for example, which essentially means that in the end, the only universal audio connection would have to be Bluetooth. Anything other than that will have to be specific to that device. So what do you guys think about all this? If the other manufacturers decide to keep the 3.5mm headphone jack, well, then Apple is going to be in a huge disadvantage. If you switch to an iPhone, you'll also need that adapter. And who wants adapters? Like, seriously. But yeah, feel free to let me know down below, what do you guys think about all this. The 3.5mm headphone jack going away, lightning headphones, Bluetooth headphones. What do you guys think? Finally, moving on to section number 2, because the design section was really long. Section number 2, the display. So ever since the iPhone 5 came out, we have seen an increase in the display size with every iPhone redesign. So the iPhone 5 increased the display size from 3.5 to 4 inches, and then the iPhone 6 from 4 inches to 4.7 and 5.5 inches with the iPhone 6 Plus. But this year with the iPhone 7, we're not expecting a screen size increase, but a screen size decrease. Well, in a way. The iPhone 7 is still going to be 4.7 inches, and the iPhone 7 Plus is still going to be just like the iPhone 6 Plus and 6S Plus. So 5.5 inches, those two are still going to stay the same. There's a brand new iPhone that's also coming out, a 4-inch iPhone actually, and it's going to be called either the iPhone 6C, iPhone 7C, or iPhone 5 SE. So in case you want to know everything there's to know about this phone, all the details, I've actually done a final leaks and rumors video just on this, everything explained. And yeah, I left a link for that video in the description box down below, by the way, in case you want to check that out. Now, even though some people say that there's no huge difference between a 720p display, a 1080p display, and a Quad HD display, but the difference is quite huge, especially when viewing photos and 4K videos. This is an LG G4, by the way, which comes with a Quad HD display versus an iPhone 6, which comes with a 1334 by 750 resolution display. And the difference, well, you can probably see the difference. The photos look insanely sharp on the Quad HD display. And with the iPhone 7, we're expecting to see a resolution bump. So from 750p to 1080p on the iPhone 7, and from 1080p to Quad HD on the iPhone 7 Plus. And that would translate to 468 ppi on the iPhone 7, and 534 on the iPhone 7 Plus. Okay, so the screen size is staying the same, the resolution is getting a bump, but what about the technology inside the display panel? Is it going to stay LCD, or is it finally going to be OLED? There have been a lot of rumors that Apple will be switching to an OLED display with the iPhone 7, and those rumors are only partially true. So Apple has actually signed an agreement with Samsung to produce OLED displays for next-gen iPhones. But the production is only expected to start in 2018. 2018, that would be the iPhone 8. So yeah, for the iPhone 7, Apple will stick with LCD displays. Now, fun fact, in case you didn't know, there's actually one Apple device that already uses an OLED display, and it's not an iPad, it's not a Mac, it's not an iPhone, obviously. It's this thing, the Apple Watch. Now, the reason why Apple hasn't switched to OLED in all of their devices is because OLED displays have a much lower lifespan than LCDs. But they've been using some really high quality LCD displays for the past years, and all of their products, including the Retina 5K iMac. The late 2015 one has a P3 DCIe LCD display. Long story short, this is the most vibrant LCD panel there is. The colors are incredibly vibrant, I mean, take a look at these. In real life they look even better, and the blacks are also insanely deep. But more about the 5K Retina iMac in this video, so feel free to check it out as well. But yeah, I'll probably do an LCD versus OLED explained video pretty soon. Definitely stay tuned for that. But honestly, for me personally, having those insanely vibrant colors and those insane black levels on a phone, well, if you've seen a Galaxy S6 in person, you probably know what I mean. They look incredible. And this has been it in terms of the display. Screen size remaining the same, 4-inch, new 4-inch iPhone 6C or 7C or 5SE. That thing is coming as well. Once again, video about that linked here and there in the description. Resolution bump and LCD as the main display technology. Whoa, and this has been a really long video. So I'll be covering the remaining sections, the camera, the specs, the special features, the release date, and finally the price in my next video. So definitely stay tuned for my next iPhone 7 final leaks and rumors video. So feel free to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one, if you want to see more final leaks and rumors videos like this one. Once again, feel free to check out my previous 2016 final leaks and rumors videos on the iPhone 6C and the Samsung Galaxy S7. Both of them linked in the description box down below. Also feel free to give this video a like if you have enjoyed it, and let me know in the comment section down below your top 5 features that you would like to see in the upcoming iPhone 7. But yeah, the remaining sections will be covered in the next video, so if you are a subscriber, don't forget to turn on notifications on my channel on both desktop and mobile. On mobile by simply clicking that bell icon next to my channel so that you're notified whenever I upload a brand new epic video. But thank you all for watching this video. I'm Daniel, and I'll see you in my next one. Zen of Tech, signing out. Cheers.